I'm here with Virginia de Vegas, otherwise known as Derek Baker. And now you may have heard him recently on the radio with his debut single, We Are Stars, currently number 20 on the Billboard Canadian Hot 100. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Having a little cheer there. This must be exciting.
I'm pretty pumped. It's been like an extremely amazing 3 months, so.
All right. Could you describe the 3 months from like when your single just dropped and then
just
to
like
where
an
you
overview?
are now? Yeah, that'd be great.
Totally, yeah. So we released the debut single in January, I think it was January, yeah. And we got chosen as the Bell Media Future Star for January, and then again in February, which was cool. It was the first ever Canadian artist to get picked back-to-back for the Future Star. And then in February, I was lucky enough to go on tour as support for Alyssa Reid on the Hedley tour across Canada. So we did 24 stadiums across Canada, which was like, it was crazy. So I got to like sing We Are Stars for probably close to like 100,000 people. It was really amazing.
Cool. Did they sing back?
They did. But the funny thing is at the start of the tour, like the song was just picking up. And then by the time we got to London, which was our last show, it was like the song had been doing better and better and better, on the radio. And so London was actually my most favorite show, I think, because the crowd actually knew it. And like, it was really cool. I couldn't even hear it. I had to like crank up my headphones.
Awesome. So you wrote that song with Alyssa Reid.
Yeah.
All right. So how'd you get the idea for it?
To tell you the truth, the song came together very, very quickly. It was a writing session we had back in the summer. We met up with these producers from LA called Dream Machine, and they were showing us music, and there was one song that I particularly really liked, which was the instrumental to We Are Stars. And it was something that literally just came together in probably like 20 minutes. I can't even describe how it came together, what it was about, but it was just like probably the fastest and quickest song I've ever written in my life, and for the better. So yeah, we're really pumped about it. It feels good.
All right. So you write other songs as well. What do you write about with your other songs besides We Are Stars?
Well, right now we're in the process of writing for an album that we're going to be looking to release in the summer. I write pop music and I write stuff about what I know about. So right now I like to write love songs. I know it's super cheesy, but I sit with I write all my songs on my guitar. So it's just whatever kind of comes to me, what I'm going through, past experiences. But I don't know. I'm a sucker for a good love song.
So you mentioned your tour already, but if you want to describe the experience, what were your favorite cities to play in?
Yeah, totally. Well, there was a bunch of cities that I really loved. To start off, I didn't play in Vancouver, but the day I landed in Vancouver to start the tour off, I was coming off of 3 days of literally no sleep because I did the music video in Vegas. So we flew from Vegas to Vancouver, and I had a night off in Vancouver, and I got to see a little bit of the nightlife there. And it was my first time in Vancouver, so that was amazing. But probably the best cities to play in, my favorite, Halifax and London. Halifax was amazing. The nightlife was really cool. It was just an awesome town. The crowd really received the song well, and I think the highlight of the tour was just seeing the country. I got to see the entire country, which I'd never had the opportunity to do before, so it was awesome.
All right, so music video filmed in Vegas. And your band, so your sort of name is Virginia de Vegas.
Yeah.
What's the meaning behind the name?
I get that a lot. So I was actually born in Richmond, Virginia, and when I started Virginia de Vegas, it was actually a duo, and the other artist that was in it, his name was Vegas. So we were rushing to throw a cover up on YouTube, and we're like, what are we gonna call this? We can't call it Derek in Vegas. So I put the name together, and it stuck, and after the covers and moving into, signing with Wax, it was just something that I really liked, and I liked, the kind of meaning behind Virginia to Vegas. It was my idea behind it was, small town guy from Virginia in like a big city writing about the kind of juxtaposition.
All right. I was wondering if it was like Five for Fighting. When I first saw the name, I was like, oh, is it a guy just singing? And then he has the name, Five for Fighting. But yeah, single artist. I think it's cool.
Cool.
Little tangent there. But you mentioned the Canadian indie label Wax Records.
Yeah.
They discovered you on YouTube, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
And you were their first signing in 2014.
That's true.
So did you expect that? How did they discover you? Was it through?
I started Virginia to Vegas quite a while ago. I started it, I think, back in 2012 when I was in college, and I started it just as a way to get recognized by Canadian labels. So how it started was it was kind of like a multimedia project for myself, where I directed music videos along with a friend of mine, Yeah Films, and we produced the songs, and it was like this whole little package. And the whole point of it was to gain attention by labels and showcase my songwriting, but I did that through covers. So when I had the opportunity to meet with Wax, and it just seemed like the right opportunity for me to showcase my music, and they're a great label. So I don't know if that answered your question. I rambled too.
No, it's okay. As you found out, yay, we both ramble. So your covers, what are your favorite artists to cover?
Well, I haven't done a cover in like probably a year and a half, but my favorite song that I did was we did Rihanna Diamonds, but it was cool because we did like a completely different flip on it. But I haven't done a cover in a while. I used to play like a lot of like bars when I was in college, and I used to cover a lot of John Mayer songs. I don't know. I
like John Mayer. Cool. Don't worry about it. So you collaborated with Alyssa Reid. Are you going to work with her again, or are there any other artists in the future?
Well, Alyssa and I actually work together quite a bit. We're signed to the same label, so when we have like writing camps, we're usually writing in the same room. So we've been writing together for at least 6 months now, pretty extensively. So she's actually helped out with a few other songs that are coming up on my album, and we have a great relationship. So definitely more co-writes with Alyssa Reid in the future.
Okay. Any with Hedley?
I would love to write with Hedley. I kind of joked about it to some of the guys in the band on the tour. I think they're really great. They're just like world class. And the funny thing is being on the tour and like standing side stage and watching their performance, you don't realize how many hits these guys have. It's like every song is a hit. It's like, holy cow, these guys really have been a great band for 10 years.
So kind of going off a little bit, what lessons do you think, because Hedley has been around for so long, like you mentioned 10 years, what lessons do you think you could take from them?
That's a good question. I think Hedley does it right. They're a great combination of cool and pop, and sometimes it's hard to be cool and be pop. But I mean, all pop music is popular music, and they write music that's appealable to the masses, but it still feels cool, and it's not cookie cutter generic. So I think, if I can continue to write music that has been received like We Are Stars and in that realm that Hedley's done for so long, I think that would be a great lesson. And I think if anyone goes to a Hedley concert and they're not a fan of Hedley, they'll be a fan, because Jacob is one of the craziest performers ever, and he's on point every night. So if I can step it up to Jake's level, that'd be pretty dope.
What kind of crazy antics would you want to get to on stage?
I don't know about the crazy antics on stage, but I'll tell you a story. The first day of the tour, we were out in Vancouver, or in British Columbia rather. I forgot the city, but we were in British Columbia, and it was like my first day in the arena. I'm like walking backstage, and I'm like kind of nervous, just like kind of head down, walk into my change room, and Jacob's got this like massive t-shirt gun. Like if you go to like a hockey game, they shoot like the t-shirts. Well, Jacob's, during the tour, he shoots the t-shirt gun into the crowd, and he's testing it backstage. And like I walk by Jake, and like as soon as I walk by him, I hear ch-ch-ch, and he just like blasts me with a t-shirt gun. So I don't know, that was pretty crazy.
Have to start carrying around a t-shirt gun. So you are very active on social media with your fans, and versus other artists who just tweet their albums or promotions. Why are you so engaged?
That's a good question. I like being engaged with the people that are interested in my music, because I think if those people weren't there, I wouldn't have the level of success that I'm getting to right now. And I've kind of waited my whole life to get into this position where people are listening. And now that people are listening, I want to treat those people, just as I would want to be treated. So, if someone's asked me a question and I have the time, I'm going to answer it. And I want to make them feel special, because they're making me feel special. And my dreams are coming true right now, and that's because of them.
Right. So going back to your roots, your start in Ontario, how did you get into music?
I don't know. You know what? my dad listened to a lot of records, and I remember like sitting in the backseat of his car, just like always singing along to like blues records and stuff like that. And I think when I was like 5 years old, I told my mom I was the reincarnation of Elvis. So I think it's just always kind of been something that was like I was passionate about. I remember, I'll tell you a funny memory. I don't think I've ever told anyone this, but when I was in kindergarten, I remember we had like show and tell like once a week, right? And I never did it, but I remember every day, and I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember every day sitting in that classroom, like just looking at my teacher. Her name was Mrs. Chaput, and I remember sitting in that classroom looking at the teacher, going, "Next week I'm gonna bring my guitar. I'm gonna bring my guitar next week. And I'm gonna sing for everyone," because I had a crush on this girl in my kindergarten class. And I was like, I'm gonna play my guitar and play a song. I didn't know how to play guitar when I was 5, but I had a guitar. But I don't know. I think it's just always been something that I was passionate about.
All right. So what's next? What's coming up in the future? Songs and tour and anything else?
I think we're doing a couple showcases for Canadian Music Week. I think that's going on, and that'll be in May. So we'll be playing some shows then. Hopefully we'll be on some festivals this summer, and in the near future we'll have a new single coming out to radio, which we're really pumped about. So we've already got that locked and loaded, and then coming this summer we got like an album or an EP coming out. So just lots of writing, lots of music, hopefully lots of shows. I want to get back on the road and play some shows.
All right. What festivals would you like to play at?
What's the one in Montreal? Is it Osheaga?
Yeah.
Yeah, Osheaga. I really want to play Osheaga. I always see like the coolest bands go and play that. And then what's the one in California?
Oh, Coachella.
Coachella.
I think that's coming up fairly soon.
Yeah. I'm definitely not going to be on Coachella or Osheaga this year, but you know, if next year that's a possibility, I'd love to play those festivals because they just look like so much fun, and it's summer. Yes. Yeah.
I know. I've always wanted to go to one.
Right? I never get the chance. I'm always busy, but hopefully next year maybe I can play them.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
All right. This is Derek Baker, or Virginia to Vegas. Anything else you want to sign off with?
Just thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here, guys.